Hi, I'm Satendra, your IELTS trainer, and today we're going to see the conclusion part of your essays. That is part 2, right? That is essay in both types, academic or general training. And still we are at writing module. All right, what is this conclusion about? Conclusion always comes in the end of the 3 introduction, body paragraphs. You can have 1 body paragraph or 2 or as many you want. So let's call it for now BN. And the last one, always conclusion. It's last, not the least important, all right? Remember that. It has utmost importance because a person who starts with a great introduction should also end with a great conclusion. It's a thing that like consistency is shown over there and your whole essay is concluded, or the gist of the essay is being shown here. Remember, last doesn't mean it's least important. Now, what is the structure? I think we have discussed what happens in the structure. We have to have a template for our every part, that is introduction, body paragraph and conclusion. In here as well, see, there's one difference between introduction, body paragraph and conclusion, that in both parts, the initial ones, we have 4 sentences of 4 points. However, in the case of conclusion, you have just 3. That means 3 sentences must be there in the case of conclusion. 3 parts are there, right? What are these parts? Let's talk about the first one, which is called opinion. This is called opinion of you, and this should be considered the first sentence in your conclusion. And before we try to proceed with the itself, what it means, I should be telling you, always start your first sentence in your conclusion, that is your view, with a concluding word or phrase. Now, what is this concluding word or phrase? It's nothing, just to show your conclusion has started. Okay, this is a way to indicate that it's not a body paragraph or an introduction. In fact, it is a conclusion. All right, now look, it can be used like, it can be concluded that, or we have another option for that. All in all, it can be said that, maybe another one, at the end of the picture, see, after this comes the whole sentence. Same way here, after this comes the whole sentence. We have to finish, but before we start with whole sentence or the opinion, we should start with this particular phrase. Okay, good. Now let's start with the question which we started earlier in the body paragraph itself or in the introduction. We always use this question or this example, that a person's worth nowadays seems to be judged with social status and material, and all beliefs are not important. I think we have discussed this plenty of times, so we're not going to discuss the question itself. Remember, when we started with it, we said we do agree or disagree in one part. Let's say we disagree with the point that this is the truth. We said it's not the truth due to certain reasons. Those reasons were our body paragraphs. In conclusion, we're gonna pick up our first, or let's say third sentence of our introduction. Remember, we said we disagree with it. So let's see an example of what I mean by that. It can be concluded that values such as honor, humbleness, and trust, which are old-fashioned, are important rather than things an individual possesses. So let's try to understand what I mean by this. In our introduction, we agreed to something. That means this one we agreed with, right? So we mentioned that in the introduction, I agree with the statement. Or in this case, we said, I disagree with the statement that old-fashioned values are not important. Okay, that means I disagreed when we were discussing the case of introduction. If you have not seen the video, please go back and watch it. In our body paragraphs, we have described why do we disagree. Our point, reason 1, reason 2. So particular reason, individual reason equal to 1 body paragraph. In the case of conclusion, our first sentence would be the same which we used in introduction to disagree. So I said, I don't agree with the statement, I disagree. Hence, our conclusion should be the same because we proved it, right? This is the conclusion. Yeah, we proved it using the body paragraphs. It can be concluded that values such as all this. This means that I am restating my agreement or disagreement. Okay, that's why I called it opinion. Your opinion is mentioned again. It doesn't matter what question type it is, if it is advantage or disadvantage, what side do you agree? If it is any of the 5 question type which you see later, you have to mention it again, which you mentioned in the introduction. Okay, good. Second one is reason or details. So reasons and details do come in the second one. So we have discussed the opinions here, and then we discuss why do we agree in. Now look, these are the paragraphs in short. The body paragraphs which we have written in length, explaining this part, that why do we agree with the statement or why do we disagree. There is reason 1, whole body paragraph. Reason 2, with example of course, whole body paragraph. In the case of second sentence of your conclusion, you concise it in the form of a single word. For an example, here we call it because of media, we believe in that social media is important. However, that's not true. TV or movies try to show us that social media is important, but it is not true. Same way, we have another reason. So we'll try to find out 1 word or 2 words to explain the body paragraphs. So your statement, which we have already started with, the first sentence is this one. Now second sentence is here. Let's just take some space, and here is the second statement. The reasons for the same are the influence from the media, people's misunderstanding of the concept, and assumptions made by individuals. See, these points, influence from the media or of the media, people's and misunderstanding of the concept, that is the second reason. Hence we must have a body paragraph 1 for this, body paragraph 2 for this, and body paragraph 3 for this. I know you must be thinking, we never thought of essays or even the conclusions like this in detail when everything is connected to the next thing which we are writing. Remember, this is called cohesion, and we have to have that to get good score. Most people don't get good score in writing for this reason. They have good English, but they don't know how to connect ideas. They don't know how to connect the introduction part with the conclusion part. We have to, otherwise we won't get good score. And anyway, the reading part is fun when everything is connected and you're enjoying the concurrency, the continuity which you have. So the second sentence is mentioned here, the reasons for this agreement or disagreement, which we have mentioned in the first sentence of a conclusion. Now the last part is called closing. It is kind of a nice statement which we are providing to put an end to the essay. It must be something, in my opinion, it must be something nice, because we have to be, nice and being, towards the environment or towards the world. So let me show you. This is the first sentence, which is in yellow color. Second sentence, blue. And the last one we see, again, yellow I have put to show you the emphasis. A world full of people believing in values and ethics will make this a better place to live. So this is the end. See, we talked about values and ethics because it was part of our question. Without this, the essay looks like, heartless. Now we put a heart to the end of the essay, gonna be much better. So let me show you the whole introduction if you wish to see from beginning till end. This is the conclusion part of your essay. It shouldn't be more than 3 to 4 sentences maximum, but it should have 3 parts always. First part, if you remember, is the same thing you wrote in the introduction, the opinion. Second part is always the reasons for these opinions. Why did you choose this opinion, or why did you choose the advantage or disadvantage? And the third one is a beautiful closing towards the positivity. Got it? And this is how you write a conclusion, in short and in a template kind of structure. I hope you understood what I tried to say. If any doubt, try to watch it again where you have it is hard for you to understand, but still, if we are confused, you can reach and I'll definitely revert, all right, on the same issue. I wish you a good time and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.